Well, here we are, first week into the new Mayor's reign here in Leicester, Mayor Salisbury, and I'm joined by one of the candidates, independent candidates, obviously Nima Patel. Good afternoon, how are you?
Good afternoon, John.
Good.
I'm all right, thanks.
Are you recovering from the campaign?
Just about.
What's your overriding experience of the whole process?
It's been very interesting to experience, the political side of it. It's giving you some, things, how will the media treat you and everything,
Yeah, because obviously you had some coverage in the Mercury at various times as well, and obviously what was your experience of the hustings that took place
Well,
at the Curve?
It was very interesting and good experience to go through.
Yeah. How did you find sitting on the stage and then it being filmed
Very
by
nerve-wracking.
BBC Radio Leicester and stuff? Yeah.
It's very nerve-wracking because I've never done anything like that before, not even in my job, so it's the first time I've ever done it. And,
And you were thinking about standing when we interviewed you before, because you wanted to get across the fact that we should have had a referendum and we shouldn't have a mayor and stuff like that. Do you think you got your main points across?
I think I did because I got the debate in, with the candidates going into four or five of them actually agreed if they were elected that they'd have a referendum next year. So I think I got the point across.
Now, how many people actually voted for you in the final count?
I've got 3,358 votes.
That's actually quite a lot of people, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank them all for supporting me. And I'm really happy with the result that I got.
Okay. What's lying ahead for you now? Are you going to be standing as a city councillor, or is this your one and only time of dipping your toe into holding office?
I think it's the one and only time. I just wanted to, try and get some justice into the political system, but obviously people are not interested in how they're treated by the politicians and just accept them and let them do what they want to them.
Now, a few people asked me why you were absent from some of the hustings, and I was saying to you actually had a holiday, long-standing holiday booked from January, didn't you, to go away?
Yeah, I booked it last year.
Yeah, so it was a bit difficult to cancel. But
I didn't put my application in to be a candidate until 4th of April, the last deadline for it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't cancel it, so actually out of the 4 weeks of campaigning I only did 2. That's why I was unable to attend the other hustings.
And you still got 3,500 votes?
Yes, I did. Yeah. And I didn't spend any more money apart from the deposit and the advert in the booklet. That's all I spent.
Okay. And what sort of feedback have you had from people that have either voted for you or followed your campaign, or
Very, very good feedback, and some of them have tried to encourage me to put my, go into the political side, be a councillor and things. But at the moment, I just want to, think about it and reflect. I've not actually decided, what I'd like to, sort of help the community in a different format if possible. Like your Citizen's Eye, if I can do, issues I could raise through that rather than go through the political side.
You're very welcome. What sort of job do you think Mayor Salisbury's going to do over the next 4 years?
Well, I think he's got a very difficult job to do because he only got 40%, only 40% of the voters came out, so we haven't got that much of a majority of a mandate from the people, and with all the cuts and things, all of it's going to rest on his shoulders. He's got 3 years of cuts to put through. Hopefully, I hope he does manage to put the city, right and get the people working again. But the only thing that interests me is how as a Labour Party person, will he side on the voters' side to save services for them, or will he side with the unions and the Labour Party to save jobs? That's the most interesting side. I think it's going to be really interesting to watch them.
And what was your experience of dealing with the media, like sort of both radio and print and television?
Yeah, I found Citizen's Eye and Radio Leicester were really fair to all the candidates. I was disappointed with Leicester Mercury. I think they tend to promote the parties more than the independents. I mean, the independents need more exposure because they haven't got the money or the backing from other people, and I think they got that wrong.
Okay, and the television? I suppose you just kind of sit there and have the camera pointed at you, really, don't you?
Even the television are a bit like Mercury, promoting the bigger people in the, and leaving the months out.
I mean, do you think ultimately though that's based almost on what they would class as something that was, you know, in reality, which is ultimately people are going to vote for the big names and the people with the experience and all that sort of stuff, and maybe would almost question, maybe some members of the public do as well, that, you know, why do independents stand? You know, some of the candidates, you know, clearly had no experience of office or running and stuff like that. But I mean, that's what living in a democracy is all about, isn't
It
it?
should be a fair playing field, you know. It shouldn't be just for the rich or people backed by other people to stand in it. Everyone should be, you know, get the same exposure.
Given the opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you enjoyed the whole experience. You got your opinion out there and got people to think about the referendum. Is there anything else that you want to say now, or?
The only thing that worries me is I hope, you know, forcing this mayoral election through now. What worries me is history will show. I just worry that it might open the doors for the right-wing people to go for that job now, because once they're in, they'll be in there for 4 years, have all the powers they want. I mean, there's not a ceremonial mayor already elected up north, and, you know, I'm just worried that they will, you know, get voted in here in Leicester if the immigration and everything's not sorted out in the future.
Okay, so it kind of opens the doors to the right wing, like the BNP and people like that.
I hope Labour thought about that before pushing it through.
Okay. Nima, well, thank you very much for agreeing to talk to us.
And thanks, John. Thanks for all your help.
No, not a problem. And hopefully you stay involved in Citizens' Eye and we can cover some other community
I'd like
issues.
to help, you know, some of the issues that you're raising there.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thanks, John.